Good afternoon, Big Bears family. The Mama Bear's out today. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do with the kitchen window height. We've got some measurements already marked out, but we're trying to figure out exactly how to do it because it's looking a little off to us. But we're going by measurements on cabinets from Lowe's. And we're going to try to figure this out so we can put our window in. Hopefully have that done, and then we'll work on our door next. So we're just going to work on a little bit at a time each evening after the kids get home from school. That's kind of the way our schedule is now, so it's going to be a little slower than it was, but maybe it'll go a little smoother and a little quicker like this. So we'll see. But get you some popcorn, a pop or a snack or something, sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and watch Big Bear's family build a home.
Sky above, we're gonna have a great big jubilee where we're gonna fill a great big hearts with love. We're gonna have a great big sing along where we're gonna sing a great big family song. Cause we're a great big family, yeah, a great big family.
Well guys, today is a beautiful, hot, 91-degree day here in southeastern Kentucky. Got the old American flag still flying in there. Yeah, skies look pretty. It's kind of cloudy stuff, but it's a beautiful day nonetheless. Just warm, slight breeze going on as you see Old Glory there waving in the wind. Kind of too hot to do any much out here, and you hear the fan in the background. We got the fan going good and stuff, so my mama's gonna try to stay cool while we're in here working on the cabin. Kids are in the house. They're in there trying to do some chores and get some homework done and stuff. And they may pop in here to help me and mama do what we're gonna do. But I think me and mama's got it for right now. We'll get in here and kindly do what we got to do. But I hope he enjoys today's weather report. It's supposed to be warm and humid the rest of this week, only getting hotter from today, so I think they're giving like 101, 102 for this week. And if you factor in that humidity, it's probably going to be 110, 112. Welcome to Kentucky, y'all. I gotta tell y'all something funny today, guys. Well, after I picked Mama Bear up from the workplace, she wanted some pizza for supper. So we went to a pizza place and got us a couple pizzas. And we went in to eat, and the poor the little waiter, he probably either he's in high school or just right out of high school, but not very old to say the least. He took her drink order, went and got her drinks, come back, started handing them out. I got mine, kids got theirs, and he handed one of the kids, and then was getting ready to hand the last kid drink, and his tray got unbalanced and fell and spilt all over the table. Well, Mama about got a Mountain Dew bath, and so did Kelsey.
I did.
Samuel did get a Mountain Dew bath. Somehow it went all across the table. Didn't get me, didn't get them. Got Samuel. And then we started cracking up because Samuel goes, "Hey, I like this." And then you just had to, can you recreate that sound? Like what you said?
I said, "Hi, I like this." Something like that, anyways. But he said that, and it got me and Mama Bear cracking up, and we was laughing. That poor old boy, he thought, oh no, he thought he's done for. And I told him, I said, buddy, you all right? I said, you didn't do nothing wrong. It was an accident. And we just started laughing. They moved us to another table, and we enjoyed it. Let's just say that much. We got 2 pizzas, got some drinks, and got a good laugh out of it. And we tried to not make it stressful on that little feller. And him being, he's like, I ain't done this in a while. And stuff like that. So I figured that was a story for the day that we had. And, you know, we don't film every little second of the day. So I figured y'all would enjoy that. But it was just a good laugh. Mama laughed so she couldn't catch her breath. And she had me laughing so much that I about couldn't catch my breath. So, but and then with Kane or Samuel saying that, and that poor little boy's face when he spilled it, it was just hilarious. But it was all right. I didn't get mad. Some people would have bawled him out or cussed him out, or maybe some people would have just laughed and enjoyed it like we did. Try to make his day a little bit brighter. Well, I figured I'd share that with you guys and get back to the show.
Well, guys, right here is where the center of our kitchen window is going to be. My Mama's got some measurements made out. This is 36. This is the height of our countertop finished. If we do it just countertop base, 35 inches, 1.5 inches, and make my own butcher block out of like 2x6s, and like kind of like your stud is. But there would be the finished top. And then Mama's got to figure out what we're going to do for window. We've got 36.5 inches. Then we're thinking about putting the bottom of the window right here. That'll give us 7.5 inches from the top of the countertop to the bottom of the window. And then of course you'll have some trim and stuff like that coming down from it. So, you know, 2.5 or 3 inches of trim will be right here. And of course, you know, from here to there, that's 4.5 inches of backsplash. I think it's going to be good enough. I think it may change because we ain't got it done yet. So that's what we're looking at. That's like, you know, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with it and stuff. So that's my plan. We're trying to compromise. We don't want to make it too high because this is 4 foot. And it seems like that's way too high for the window to be at the bottom of it. So we're thinking 44, even though it's just 4 inches different. That makes kind of a bit of a difference, really. Especially when you're talking inches. So I think 44 inches is going to be our bottom of our window. And we'll see where it's at. Mama Bear will be back here. As you can see, 44 inches, and then we're going to go up to 36 from there. So it'll be up here at the top of the window a little bit. Because the windows are the same thing as the other ones that we've already put in. They're 36 by 36. So I think that's going to do it for that. And Mommy, unless you decide different, she's kind of tired today. You know, she worked and stuff. And I actually got some rest in today myself. So I'm kind of rejuvenated. But we're going to try to get things going now and get this cut out. Or at least cut out today. Maybe not framed. We're going to just take our time because it's very hot. Like I said earlier, it's very hot outside.
we're done for the day. It's too hot out here to work much longer. I don't know if you can see Mama's face. She's wore out. Samuel wasn't helping us when he was outside playing with some metal bars, and somehow one of them came back and hit him in the nose, and I think he's got a broke nose. It looks like it's swelled up good. At least if it ain't broke, it's swelled and bruised. But he'll be all right. It ain't nothing. He can breathe and stuff, and he'll be all right. I've had a broken nose myself, so.
Look at my face. It's over my time.
So he
Look at his nose.
he'll be all right. He gets hurt more than I've ever seen a white boy. He ain't afraid of being hurt. He just goes and does it. Kanan, on the other hand, he's scared to death of getting hurt. And I'm not making fun of him. It's just that he's scared of being hurt. And if he's too cautious, he can get hurt real bad.
Sometimes I don't worry about it.
Sometimes you gotta be a little carefree, can't you, Mommy? And then I stabbed poor Mommy in the arm with a saw blade. And it was bleeding. I tried to stop the bleeding on it. It ain't bad. It's just me. I can't stand my family to bleed. And she thought I was going to pass out on her.
One time I stepped on a piece of
And then
blood was dripping.
the screw stabbed me in the arm. And he kind of about fell off the ladder. Or fell into the ladder, not off the ladder.
Safe as Kelsey.
No one's safe as Kelsey. And it's untelling what she's doing in
Oh,
there.
yeah, want to know something?
What?
So one day I was outside with no shoes on. Well, stepped on a piece of glass. Blood started dripping everywhere. He got scared and started getting
Yeah, I remember that. I freak out.
cranky.
I get freaked out by blood and I pass out. About pass out. I get really white, lightheaded. That feels good.
Also, look how big my shirt is.
So I think we're doing with all we can do, and no, the window is not going to be this big. It's going to be a 36 by 36, but what I'm doing is I'm just going ahead and cutting the studs all out, and I'm going to put in a proper framed in window, meaning that I'm going to make a board going all the way across there, going all the way across the top, and then I'm going to put my jack studs in there and everything, and then we're going to go top. I'm going to put the stud across the top going all the way across. Put me a stud going down each side of it. That'll be my jack post, or jack studs, whatever you want to call them. Everybody calls them something different. Me, I've always called them jacks. Then on top, I put my header, make a proper header on top, and might be a small header, but it'll be a proper header. Then that'll transfer the weight from the ceiling to the floor properly, and then the window will rest on the studs going across here. So that's the reason I went ahead and just cut it all out like that. Be a fresh slate, fresh start on it. We'll get it thrown up there and get it done. And again, I'm not an expert. I was taught this way and this, certain ways of doing things. I've watched TV, just like anybody else. It's a DIYer, and learned from shows on YouTube and stuff like that, and Mike Holmes and all of them Holmes Makes It Right and stuff like that. I've watched stuff and watched them how to do certain things, and basically that's where I've got my know-how from. So it's nothing professional that I've done. We've worked around. I've helped build houses. I've helped work on houses, stuff like that. But I've never really done it professionally, so to speak. And I'm not certified or contracted or whatever else. So I'm just a regular Joe out here trying to fix my family a home. That's it. And the bears and the cubs is out here helping us, Mama Bear and me, and we're just out here doing the best we can. So, and can't expect much out of us all together. We work as a team. We try to make it easier on each other, and that's a job in itself right there. My saw is just a cheap Harbor Freight saw. It ain't much. It does the job. I got some really good blades. I think what was them called Lennox blades. They're demolition, ain't they? Demolition blades. I know that's what this from is from Lowe's. I think it's what, $15, babe?
Yeah.
15 for like what, 5? So it's $3 a blade. It's basically, but it cuts through them screws and nails like butter, don't it? If I had a better saw saw, I think you would, which I'm done now, don't have to worry about it. But if I had a better saw saw in the beginning, I think I could have cut through them nails even better than, but it's done. We're done. Now we just got to start putting back, and that's going to be the easy part, and we'll start working on that tomorrow, babe. Got to get the nails and screws out of the way, rest of the way out of the wall, and take care of that, and we're done. We're going to call it quits. I'm going to quit blabbing, and next time you'll see us is probably framing in the window. So we'll see you tomorrow. Well, guys, we excuse me for being out of breath. I just got off the ladder. I ain't finished fully framing it in, but you can see exactly how big the window is now.
Look at my nose.
We'll get to that in just a minute, but the only thing I gotta do now is I gotta go up top there and put the little short stubs for my jack. Okay, that'll catch the bottom wall plate, and then on each side down here I gotta put down another jack stud for the bottom along this way. So I'm gonna put one on each side against the tile stud up there, be one there, then be one down there, and then I'm gonna put 3 in the middle, just like kind of like down here. So there's always 3. There'll be one here, one here, and what they'll do is that transfers all the way from the roof down these studs on the side here to the floor. So the window up there, that jack stud right there or that header stud will be catching it, and then also it'll be voids up there to where we can insulate. The way I was taught to do it growing up is we would take a 2x12 was the best one to use because it had the most strength, and we'd turn them up on their edge, so it'd be 12 inches up and down, and then we would put one on behind it, and then we'd put 2x4 on top, nail it or screw it all together, and that would be our header. But the thing about it is there's cracks and there's an air gap in that header, and so when you do all that you can't insulate it or foam it, and it'll be hard if you do. And so what I've figured that, and I could be totally wrong, guys, but what I figured is if we take and put the 2x4s up there from this length to that length, that's plenty of length enough, and that'll be plenty stout enough. If I put a bunch of them in there, there'll be 5 of them holding that roof up there, and that's plenty. You know, if it's on 16 on centers, I mean that does way real good that way. So if I put that many up there like that, and then I give me space I can foam or put some insulation in, and that should suffice and be the best jack ever was. So that's why I'm doing it, and that way in the winter time or in the summertime it'll keep out whatever the bad air is, keep it outside. So that's what we're hoping to do, because it's wrapped anyway, but that wrap may be less than a quarter of an R value, maybe maybe none. So we'll do that and like that. So, and then for the ceiling, I figured out something the other day. You see that it's got a 2x4 running across as a strip for the 10. Okay, and the R19 is for 6-inch walls. So what I figured I would do, since this is 2x4 ceilings, and then they've got that 2x4 running across as a strip for the 10, is I'll go ahead and get some R19. And that R19 I will run from the center to the top of the wall plate, and that R19 should fill every bit of that void in that space. And that'll be a lot cheaper than buying the attic insulation or getting it foamed or whatever, because we got a rough estimate $1,500 because the way the roof is so steep and the rise on it and stuff. So they was figuring about $1,500 to foam it. So the way I'm planning on doing it, if we get the R19 row insulation, $560. And that's just the estimate as far as of right now. But yeah, guys, so pretty much you see what we got here. We're done framing this window. That's our last our 8th and final window to go in the house. And we'll be done. And we should have plenty of light, and this will be over our sink. And oh, we have one more thing to show you. We got a neighbor that had a sink and gave us a free sink. So give me just a second and I'll show you that sink.
Hey guys, we see that's neighbors gives the it's cool, ain't it? Just, that's nice, ain't it?
So as Sam showed you right there, that is our sink that our neighbor gave us. It looks brand, it might be used, but if it is, it's fine. It looks brand spanking new. So we appreciate our neighbor. His name's Richard and Melissa, neighbors. They gave it to us, and we appreciate them. He dropped it off last night on the way to work, and I really appreciate that. That's good neighbors around here. And that's not exactly what we wanted to do, but it's close enough. We wanted to open sink like that, and they do watch our videos, so that was appreciative of them. That saved us probably $200 or more. I don't know how much exactly a sink like that, but it came with a faucet, and if the faucet works, then hey, that's probably a $400+ deal right there. So we appreciate that very much from the bottom of our hearts. That helps us out. Yeah, we appreciate that big time. It ain't got no dents. It ain't got no rusty spots. It ain't got nothing on it. I mean, it looks like a brand spanking new sink. So, but yeah, that will go right there underneath that window, and Mom will be able to wash her hands, and me or the kids, and look out the window to the backyard, or whatever. Maybe our patio someday, or a patio and our little gazebo type deal or shed we put out there that we're wanting to do someday in the future. But we got it planned. We don't know when we'll get to do it or if we'll get to do it, but we have it planned. It's always in the Lord's will of what He's got stored for you, and also whether you live or die. You never know when the good Lord's going to call you home. As the Bible says, the foolish man would go forth and make plans and say, next year we'll do this and next year we'll do that. But he said, I always do it in the Lord's will, or in saying, if it be the Lord's will that we're living, or fortunate enough to do it, that we do it because the Lord wills it to be done. And that's kind of fitting to the deal that I've been going through lately. I'm not in the will of the Lord. The Lord has His will, and He has His plans for me and my family. And whatever those plans may be, it may be hard for just a second, or it may be a rough time for just a second, but He'll overdo it, and when He does come, it'll be better than it was. It's just like, He was 4 days late getting to Lazarus, but Lazarus was rose from the dead. So, even though he was 4 days late, the glory of God came through, and it was better than ever, because Lazarus was in the grave for so long that he stunk, and Jesus said, come forth, Lazarus, and he did. And what would have been good to see that? I mean, it would have been awesome to see something like that, but that's His will. Whether it's 4 days late, or a month late, or 2 years late, or 4 years late, He's got a purpose for us, and I hope that is encouraging to you all. I hope you can watch it along the video this far in the video to get that out of it, and I hope it's an encouraging word to somebody out there. Something that I need to live by also, for sure. And guys, today is pretty much the same as it was yesterday in the video. 92, I think, is what it got up to today. And so it was a little bit hotter today, but I think it's even supposed to get hotter from today. So tomorrow we may take a break and not work out here and rest. My daughter's off tomorrow, so she'll rest tomorrow and stuff like that. So I think we'll take a break tomorrow. We're pretty much done with all we got to do. We just got few more little boards to put in, and to jack it up and stuff, keep it good and stout. And other than that, the window is pretty much done. And I ain't going to bore you, I know you've seen a lot of us cutting out the windows and putting them in, and but I ain't going to bore you with a bunch of time lapses of us doing that. I'm just going to show you the final product in this situation, because you've seen us frame in the last window, the 7th window. You've seen us frame in the 2 first windows we put in. So we're just going to leave it at that. We're going to call this a video. Enjoyed it. We're getting closer every day, guys, to getting in our house, and we are getting happy. And if everything goes to plan, if it's the Lord's will, we may be getting to celebrate a Big Bears family Christmas in our home. We're hoping anyway. And we hope to bring you all along in it. If we don't get to, it'll be closed. We'll still be in the house, but it won't be, maybe not finished, but we'll still be in it. We're going to try to get our plumbing, our electric, and our insulation done, and our heating stove, so we can get out of the house that we're in and get in this one. Because I tell you, we need to really bad, just really bad. Let's just leave it at that. Guys, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you're new, please subscribe to us. That helps us out so much. It helps us grow. And hey, you're joining the Big Bears family, and we would really love for you to join the Big Bears family.
What would be more fun than being a big bear?
Right. So, share us if you want to. That helps us grow. If you're already subscribed and watch us, hit that share button. You know, share it on your social media like Facebook, TikTok, or whatever. We have shorts that you can put on there, and we have a TikTok also, Big Bears. It's called Big Bears, but it's Big Bears Family. Look us up on the TikTok. I'll put the name right here. And what else we got? Hit the notification bell. That way, all those who are subscribed get to come back and watch the videos when you're notified of it. So, guys, we love y'all. We'll see you in the next video. And as always, have a Big Bear Day.